Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look now at the interpreter and compiler, the advantages and disadvantages for the user. So, number one, for interpreter programs, the interpreter needs the source code. And that source code is needed for each user who wants to use the program. And that is a kind of disadvantage. So, to run a program which is made in an interpreter, you need the source code for the user. Each user needs it. Now, for a compiled program, all you need is object code. That's it. So, interpreter, you need source code. All you need is the object code to run a compiled program. Another is that to execute a compiled program, it is faster than using an interpreter. So to run a compiled program, it's faster than using an interpreter. So for the user, if they want a faster program, using a compiler is better than an interpreter. It runs it faster. So you better hope that your programmer who made your code has allowed you to compile it. But compiled programs can be less secure. The compiled object code, another way of saying this, can be less secure. That's because it can contain viruses. And that's when you download apps from the internet and it can have attached viruses to it. Not cool. So those are the advantages and disadvantages to a user. On a side note, which is just as important, what you need to be aware of is that when a programmer writes a program, whether it's through an interpreter or a compiler, they write it so that a certain processor can actually use it. So let's imagine that you've got FIFA 2018. The developers will write it so that it can meet certain processors. So they write it specifically for those processors. So any processor, let's imagine it's FIFA 2020. The developers will write it so that it can run on an i9 and above. Anything below that and it won't run. That, I'm hoping you understand the logic of that. So game developers will write software, write programs, which will be coded to run on certain processors. Imagine if you had a game like FIFA 20 running on, let's imagine we've got something like that. Not cool. It just won't be good.